Well, after the win, you and Hacksaw are off to the races with your rivalry in full force, and you'll be defending the belt against him on a lot of the live shows on the Loop. One significant night is at the Uno Lakefront Arena in New Orleans. It's a non-title match, but Jim is going to defeat you in a tape fist match. And Ted, tape fist match is something that's been coming up a lot on my podcast recently as I'm talking to Jake and Hacksaw. I'm curious, can you educate our audience on the idea of a taped fist match?
No. It's like okay, you have a match now, and then you tape your fist. You know, and you don't have boxing gloves on, but a taped fist is, but and obviously punching's legal. It's a taped fist match, so you can they're basically, it's almost like throwing a rule book out the window.
When I spoke to Jim about this very tape fist match at the Uno Lakefront Arena, Jim says that he believes that this is the night when he was supposed to get color. Obviously, both of you are going to end up getting color in a tape fist match, but the babyface usually gets it first, so he can then get the heel back later. But Jim says that this is the night when he bladed, and you told him it wasn't coming, and he kept gigging himself until finally he was absolutely covered in blood.
It was a rib. It was a rib. Jim, he says, "Okay, Teddy," he said, got it. I know more. A little bit more, Jim. A little bit more. After about the fourth time, he went, "Hey."
Oh, what a great rib.
Oh, it was. He was bleeding like a pig.
Makes you look great too. You got all that blood out of your baby face. This is another thing that I talked to both Jake and Jim about, and it's something that I've never brought up here on the show with you before, and I can't believe it because we've talked about this era and getting color a lot. So I'm curious to hear your perspective. As a reminder for listeners, it's the mid 80s, and the world was in a bit of a panic during this time over the AIDS epidemic. I mentioned that to ask wrestlers during this period had a reputation for meeting a lot of women and sleeping around, experimenting with drugs, using needles for steroids, etc. Ted, how did you feel about getting color or getting your opponent's blood on you during a period where AIDS was a very real fear in America?
I'll be honest with you, brother. I don't think any of us thought that much about it. I really don't. I mean, it's kind of like, we were like a fraternity. It's kind of like this. It's like, you got this group of guys and they're, so here's all the guys that are in the territory, and those are the guys, any way you match them up that are going to be wrestling each other. Okay. And so that's what it is. Now maybe if somebody came into the territory from someplace who the AIDS epidemic was very high, then you might want to go, wait a minute, I want to make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
But and again, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, we all got tested.
Ah, okay.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I can't remember for sure. I can't remember a lot of shit now.
It happens to all of us as we get a little older. But yeah, it really struck me, as I go through and watch some of your matches, like there's a lot of instances where you'll, I can't remember who you were working, but you had somebody in like a chin lock and they were bleeding, and you came up and their blood was all over your arm, all over your chest, partially on like your chin and face. Yeah. And it's like, man, thinking back on it now, I mean, do you think that you would do things any differently if you had it to do over again?
Probably not.
I think that's what Jake and Jim both said too, where they're just like, we didn't really think about it.
Yeah, we didn't.